Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of The Family Show, the retrospective of the Fast and Furious franchise. Today, we are going to be talking about Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. The third entry in the series came out in 2006. But first, before we go into detail of the film and how we feel about it, let me introduce you to our panel. First up, we have call sign Coach Kyle, Zach McDonald. Zach, how are you doing today?
Another great day. Doing this on a Thursday instead of a Friday, but that's all right. Still my favorite part of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to move around because we'll make sure people's schedules work because we know that call sign Whiskers, Ferris Mathana here coming in hot. He has his own shows on LGR, Let's Get Ready Network, and there's a lot of big stuff going on there, so they got to work a little later on Friday nights with all the Schmoe stuff. So we wanted to make sure we could still do this with him. I know how much he loves it. How you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. I'm doing very good.
Twink.
Doing good.
How you doing, Twink?
Oh, I'm glad his nickname says Twink. I was like, why are you just calling him Twink?
Yeah, because his name.
I see it. I see it now.
You're naming yourself after Bow Wow, whose name is Twinkie. So you're calling you a Twink. I find that. Anyways, hey, what's up, John Lestrina? How are you doing?
Let me change it to Twinkie.
John, Buck.
Oh, hey, there we go. Hey,
there we go.
Hey,
hey, how you doing?
Pretty.
Oh, goodbye.
What is happening?
What just happened there? What is happening there? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, no. John, we lost John. Oh, Buck, what happened to John? Buck's work backstage.
I don't know. He literally just.
All right.
Do you think his lap? Yeah. Oh, okay. Goodbye, Buck. We're losing everyone.
Okay. Well, we'll do the show.
The show is pandemonium, just like the film. So much color.
Right.
Oh my God.
Hey,
what is going on?
Oh.
It just kicked me out for some reason. But,
okay. Man, this is what happens when you don't have the main cast members in the series anymore. Everything goes on.
I'm not gonna touch.
Exactly.
Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Buck. Just grab your glass of wine, beer, and or liquor that you have next to you. Do you have anything with you this time?
I do, but I can't drink it yet.
Cryptic.
Interesting.
Ooh.
That's odd. Maybe that's why everything's going wrong. Because normally you have
maybe I probably should.
When we start.
I probably should have just poured myself some scotch too, just in case. God damn it! What am I doing? What am I thinking? It's crazy.
You have to have alcohol when we start these things.
Oh my God.
Anyways, so why don't we just get into it here? We're here to talk about Tokyo Drift. 2006. It was a major development in the Fast and Furious series because first we lost Vin Diesel. Now we've lost Paul Walker, at least in the series. And now we have Lucas Black, everyone's favorite Schmoedown answer, coming in to anchor the film. I don't know if he necessarily did that very well, but the really important part of Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift is the inclusion of Justin Lin coming in as director and Chris Morgan coming in as screenwriter. They kind of took what we originally knew the series to be and kind of they decided to start fresh almost, and they've basically helped turn it into the series that we know what it is today, which is weird considering just how different this movie is from all the other movies that they ended up making. Since this didn't have any of the main cast, the movie didn't make nearly as much money. It didn't really have the same sort of reception. People kind of thought that it was this kind of weird extra thing. It kind of came and went. Feels like if they didn't do anything after this feels like it could have been a movie that Universal could have like thrown on like straight to DVD. But they didn't, and we're all the more thankful for it. Another really big important thing with this film is this is where Han entered the picture. I mean, technically, Han entered the picture in Better Luck Tomorrow, Justin Lin's previous film, but that was pre Fast and Furious. So this is where Han really entered the universe. But more than anything else, we like to talk about a lot of very specific things about these films, things that we like, we dislike, and we definitely want to talk about. More than anything, when it comes to these, I keep saying the phrase more than anything. We like to talk about the cars because that's one of the big reasons why we're here, the cars. And this one here, the cars are a little different. A lot of them aren't really there for just straight up racing. So, Zach, I'm going to start with you here. what was your favorite car in Tokyo Drift?
Okay, so I think this is a tough one. There's a lot of good cars in here. There's nothing quite as iconic as kind of the three main cars from the first two movies, but we do get yet another Mazda RX-7. This time it is Han's 1997 Mazda RX-7 with the signature orange and black paint. And I think this is the best RX-7 that they've done throughout the series. And for that reason, it is my number one. It is unfortunately the car that he perishes in, but it got some good run before that happened.
Yes, the car that he definitely perished in. He's dead after that.
He is
and
100%
he isn't in any
dead.
other film.
Justice for
He's
Han.
not in any other film.
Yes.
Justice for Han. And Han Sale, Ferris. What's your favorite car in Tokyo Drift?
Me, man, I would, due to the fact that Vin Diesel is our Lord and Savior, I'm gonna stick with the American Muscle, the Mustang,
Dude.
the Ford Mustang Fastback.
Oh, okay. You went with the fastback. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were
fastback.
gonna try and like weave in Vin Diesel's car at the very end, and I was like,
No.
no, please
I
do
know
not
it is.
do that.
I didn't know
Okay.
Han liked
Okay.
American Muscle.
American Muscle.
Okay.
I didn't,
It was
He
when he was
did when he
rolling
was
with me.
with
American
me.
Muscle.
Yeah,
He did when he
okay.
rolled with me.
Good. Okay.
So,
I had the fastback
yeah.
on my
Just no
list.
10-second
That's a
race.
great choice. That's a
Yeah,
great
the
choice.
Fastback. The Fastback's the best car.
Now, is that since obviously I know less about cars than everyone else? Is that the one that Sean drives in the beginning?
no.
No, that is the
That's
one
the
he drives
one-
in the race against DK.
Yeah, that's the one.
His dad. It's actually
him
it's
and
his dad's car.
It's his
Yeah.
dad's.
Yeah, it's
one
got
his
the
dad-
Nissan whatever engine.
Actually, you know
yeah.
what's crazy? Let's shout out to Too Fast, Too Furious. Sean's actually driving a Monte Carlo at the beginning of the film, and a Monte Carlo shows up at the demolition derby with Roman Pierce.
Interesting. Yeah,
Like him in the
this
Monte
series,
Carlo?
very connected. John, what was your favorite car?
All right. As I believe Zach has said, there's a lot of really cool cars in this movie. If I had to pick one, it would be DK's, the Drift King's, Nissan Z33. It's got the cool paint on it. I think it's a 2002, 2003. But it's definitely very, very cool. And that's just a really cool car. I mean, that's what this movies are about. Really cool cars. And I think that DK deserves a cool car because he is the Drift King. And I think he has the coolest car in the movie.
Yeah, those were actually all the three cars that I listed to potentially talk about. But actually, DK's whole crew rides around in the Nissan 350Zs, like this one. Right
they're all
here.
very cool cars. And one thing I want to point out about a lot of the cars in a lot of the racing stuff are just how, like, with the color schemes and everything about them, they're very loud in their colors. They're very obnoxious looking. So I went with my favorite car in it had nothing to do with how it drove or how it raced. My favorite car was Twinkie's 2005 Volkswagen Touran. It was the Hulkmobile. I don't think they referred to it as anything, but I looked at that.
I should have went with that.
This is ridiculous. This is the dumbest thing
car's a
yet in
disaster.
the series, filled with dumb things. It is
An absolute
It is
disaster.
awful, and I loved it. It's like the cats of the Fast and Furious cars. And
Shout out to Grits. You know, the rap group Grits for that song. That song is iconic now. Like just for that scene, it's like, "Where's your car?" And it's just like,
So there actually were a handful of more understated cars in this one, though, because DK's 350Z is all black. It does have the wide body on it, but for the most part, it's pretty muted. Even the RX-7, it's got that two-tone paint job, but it doesn't have any decals or anything on it. The Mustang is bare bones. It's got the racing
Too Fast,
stripes,
Too Furious had the loud cars.
Well, so did the Fast and the Furious. Well, the Fast and the Furious
Fast and Furious did too. But
it had all the
Too Fast, Too
decals
Furious,
and bright paint colors.
Yeah.
I think Too Fast, Too Furious was a little louder, a little more obnoxious with its colors, but it was also very Florida.
It was very bright.
Very Miami.
So,
Very Miami. Yeah.
Super Miami. It was about as loud as Tyrese was in that movie.
Exactly. I go back to Barstow.
I know I said Twinkie's car, but obviously it's not a great car. But I just looked at it and I just thought, this is ridiculous. I can't help but like how fucking dumb it is.
It's a
It
car.
is the
ridiculous.
worst. It is the worst. It is the dumbest thing.
Yeah,
But
man. Okay. When I first saw that, I was like, I want that car for my. I want that car. Like I want it so bad when I first saw it, and then I realized it's a Volkswagen Touareg, and I was like, nah, I can't fit Volkswagens. Forget that. No leg space. Too small.
So if we move on to the big question here, and I know we talked about this beforehand, we'd like to discuss who we find to be the MVP of the film. And it's not now, by the way, before we go into that, we do have a Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/show me the money. It's pinned in the chat. It's in there. If you want to give any thoughts, you can either put it in the chat and that's fine, or you could pay us to tell us your thoughts. And this time we'll read it just like we'll read it in the chat, but this time maybe we'll profit off of you.
You're being very supportive. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, people. Just watching is great enough. But what's most important here is talking about who is the most valuable player, the MVP of Tokyo Drift. We talked about this before, and although most of us may feel an inclination to lean Han, I wanted to see like maybe we shouldn't go with Han just in case. So if
You
Han
guys can
wasn't
go with
even
Han
the
if you want to.
yeah, the inclination.
not
Like
going
if you
with
wanted
Han.
to say Han, cool. But who would be your MVPs? Ferris, we're going to start with you there.
It is Twinkie. Twink, played by Bow Wow. That is my MVP because why? Because that man will get you anything and everything you need. He will get it for you. Snickers,
Wouldn't it possibly be broken?
10-year-old Jordans.
10-year-old Jordans, Snickers for
10-year-old
models.
Jordans, yes. If we follow
chains.
the timeline accurately,
Yes.
everything about this is 10 years old.
Years old, exactly. You know
That means Japan, the hub for technological advances, is 10 years behind Rio or something.
Sure, but they were in that army brat school, so like things are a little different there.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Come on,
I'm
like
going with Twink, man. I'm going
military
with Twink.
salary. Come on, you can't afford anything.
I'm going with
top of
Twink.
the line. Come on.
Twink's the man. Tires?
it,
You want tires?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Get you tires.
Twinkie was part of the problem. He was stashing Han's money, dude.
Well, we didn't know that until the end.
MVP. Yeah, but he did what he was doing.
Well, we didn't know he was. Hey, we didn't know that
Okay.
until the end, bro.
Okay.
Oh, hold up, Zach. You know what? Let's hear your fucking MVP. It's probably stupider. Who's your
wanna hear
MVP,
my
jackass? Yeah, tell me your MVP, jackass.
I was going to go with John, but you're arguing.
It's Dominic Toretto. How could it be anybody else?
Are you fucking serious? Oh my
It's
god! Of course you
Dominic
did this shit.
Toretto.
You fucking oh my
now
god.
talk shit. Now talk shit.
Wait a minute. Are you saying is Dom
Exactly.
back? Is Dom back? Is he back?
Dominic
I
Toretto.
was gonna say, but hey, he's
Listen.
back. Everybody, Dom's back.
Oh shit!
You
Oh,
were
you were
waiting,
waiting to pop the
for that.
Coronas.
That's
Oh,
how
nice.
you get it. That's why you were
Yay!
waiting to open
He's
it.
back. He's back.
Oh hell yes! I love this.
Oh yeah, let's go.
That's why he didn't have it.
baby.
That's why he didn't have it on at the beginning.
So you're gonna make
Oh,
sure
that
you
was
don't
good.
have Coronas or your shirt during our Hobbs and Shaw discussion. There you go.
Okay, but listen, Dominic Toretto in his single scene, he creates the connective tissue between this movie and the rest of the franchise. He is the one. If he doesn't appear here,
Well,
bringing
that's a
Han
writer's
into
thing.
the rest of the franchise. What?
That's
Yeah,
more
but
of a
it's him.
writer's thing than.
It's
Hey man,
him.
it's well honestly it's
All he had to
honestly,
do
you
was
know what?
say like,
We should
"Hey, I'm
thank-
friends with Han."
We should thank
And
the
he's the
Chronicles
MVP.
of Riddick. The Chronicles
Wait,
of
wait,
Riddick.
wait. Hey. Just because
Fine.
it's a writer's thing doesn't mean it's not also him, because you also have to remember Dominic Toretto is also a product of what the writers write.
Exactly.
And Vin Diesel made this happen. Don't forget that.
Well, actually, the Chronicles of Riddick made this happen.
I love
Via
Chronicles of Riddick.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
I love Riddick.
Yeah.
I would
Anyways,
love for us
Dominic
to
Toretto,
one
he's
day
the
go-
MVP.
Look, hey, you know what? If Dominic Toretto needed Nas or a Twinkie or some Snickers, Twinkie would get it for him.
If he needed Twinkies, he could get them from Twinkie.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, he can get everything from Twinkie except
Exactly.
Twinkie.
You want a Flavor Flav clock? Call Twinkie.
Oh, dude,
You want
actually,
a
yeah.
chain? Call Twinkie. You want some
Hold on.
shoes? Call Twinkie. You want
Also,
some
I like
tires?
the reveal.
Twinkie can only get Tasty Cakes. He can't get Hostess.
Okay,
Go
you're
on.
Also, I
right.
like the reveal that Twinkie just buys all his stuff, like, at the mart, and then he just resells it. He's not getting it from like black market dealers or anything like that.
He's
But-
just an ass.
You want an
Yeah.
iPod? An iPod? Call Twinkie. Not an
Well,
iPhone.
broken.
Yes.
No
All right.
refunds
All right,
again.
let's get John's
2006.
MVP.
Okay.
John.
All right.
Hopefully, I didn't steal yours.
You did.
I always got backups for backups. All right. So the MVP of the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift is Major Boswell. Not only does he open his home
Good answer.
to his son, Sean, to save him because he's got nowhere else to go. Also, in a very key scene when DK rolls up with a gun to very possibly murder Sean and Neela, who saves the day? His dad, which allows them to fight another day for Sean to go to DK's uncle and be like, let's make a deal. Here's the money and blah, blah. To race again and to get the car, which is also Ferris's best car, because Sean needed a car to race DK, and they got it from his dad. Major Boswell, we salute you. You're the MVP of the Tokyo Drift.
His dad was very understanding, because after that standoff,
he could have kicked him out because he knew he was racing.
Yeah, exactly. But Sean Boswell was like, "Yo, man, as a man, I gotta settle this." And his dad was like, "You know what?
No.
Yeah,
it's I gotta start what I finished. You got to have that really terrible Southern accent.
Start what you finished.
Yeah.
Finish what you
Yeah,
started.
yeah,
maybe?
start what I
Finish what I
finished.
start. I don't know.
Finish
Sean's
where I
not the
started.
I ain't
brightest
got
guy
no
in the
cash,
world,
man.
Yeah,
I
Also,
only
how much
race
money
for
did they
pink
put into
slips,
that car? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
right?
There's
Well,
always
they-
those
I mean-
montages
No,
where they put
they-
$100,000 into a
They
car.
didn't have to overnight the parts from Japan though, so they saved a lot
That's
of
true.
money by
And
not having
remember,
to
they already
overnight
had
the
the
parts.
That's true.
engine.
That is,
Yeah, they already
the
had the
other
engine
car that was
from the-
also Han's that he just decided to take
that's true also.
because Han's dead. So what's Han gonna say? So
exactly.
I mean,
right,
it's basically his car
dead.
now.
Because Han's
100%
definitely
dead. He was sitting in a
100%.
car, upside down, explosion,
He was burned
Head-
dead.
alive.
He blows up.
disappeared, burnt to a crisp, if not
Gone.
100% dead, deceased.
Absolutely. Now, I also am not going to say Han, because we said we're not saying Han, but also because my MVP is also someone who's not in the movie very much. It is Kamada, DK's uncle and the head of the Yakuza.
On my list,
No.
on my short list.
Now he's in the film. He's only in a couple scenes, but he's super threatening. He's super intimidating, and even though he's definitely a bad guy, Hattori Hanzo himself coming in, played by the legendary Sonny Chiba, and after Sean beats his nephew at the race at the end, and he just gets out of his car, looks like he's gonna fucking like deck him, and just says, "You're free." That was great.
And then he murders DK.
And yeah, he probably murdered his
Probably.
his own-
100% murdered
He
DK.
for sure murdered.
He probably murdered him if DK didn't have like excessive internal bleeding.
Yeah,
from his
DK
own
and
car.
Han are equal amounts dead, which is 100%.
Definitely equal. That's a dead.
Yeah, and
Definitely dead.
You can just use DK's crash down the mountain as an excuse to kill him, like he died in the crash. So
Well,
sad.
no, his uncle shot him in the head.
No,
Yeah,
I know,
mean, you
but
can't
if someone
DK anymore
asks,
because I mean,
I
If
see what you're
someone
saying. His
asks-
uncle said that. Got it.
yeah, if someone asks
DK
like what happened to DK, he's like, oh, he died in that race
Yeah,
against
yeah.
the American.
I mean,
Absolutely.
like let's also like remember here, DK, he's definitely an adult. He's definitely an adult. I don't think that he's in school because he is an adult, and he is dating a high schooler. And there's and obviously you can read into it, but I mean the film does definitely it definitely seems to glamorize or over sexualize high school underage girls, or the idea of an underage boy possibly being able to get with adult women. You know, if you remember, Han says, "Hey, hands off, he's underage." Well, Neela's also underage, so
Presumably.
if DK died, wouldn't be the worst thing, because yes, Kamada also took her in, but DK also was under that roof, and he became an adult and started dating her and controlling her. So felt like he groomed her a little bit. Felt like a bit of a groomer there.
I will also
so-
say I think Kamada is kind of like a practical jokester also, because for him to even entertain the idea that DK and Sean could just race to see which one leaves town seems like it was probably just a practical joke for him, just a light bit of entertaining. Like, you know, he's a kingpin. He doesn't have to like worry with these
He's the
petty
head of
squabbles.
the Yakuza.
Yeah, like he could just be like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you, and that could be the end of it. But he's like, a race, that could be fun. I'll give you a month, and then he gives him a month too. It's not even like, all right, let's fucking go do this. So I think he was just entertaining himself. Honestly, it was just a joke to him.
Yeah. Now, obviously, this will be good to kind of like lean into it. Once again, we like to talk about our favorite lines in the film. This film isn't necessarily as quotable as the previous two films, but there are some good lines. One of my favorite ones came right at the beginning, when you could see that Lucas Black definitely was the 100% best choice to lead this film. No one else could have possibly done better. When they're like, "Oh, I got this is an $80,000 car." Why did the guy say that? I only race for pink slips.
That is a good one.
He says with his dead eyes.
Hey,
So
to be fair, he's not a trained actor, so it's very impressive that he was able to.
He's
his
absolutely a
performance.
trained actor.
He was also 46 years old, attempting to play
I
a
actually wrote
17-year-old.
this note down. I wrote down
He was
the
actually
note,
only
Lucas
22 when they
Black-
filmed it.
I wrote Lucas Black is not 18. No, he was 26.
No, I looked this up. He was 22.
He was born
when it
in 1982. So he was 25, 26 when they filmed it. Because the movie came out in
06.
2006.
Wait, so then he was 24 when it came out.
24.
Right?
Okay, maybe 23.
So maybe 22 or 23 when it filmed.
All right, then he just aged really poorly, as we saw
Right,
in
yes.
Furious 7 down the line.
The first time I saw it, I was like, this guy is 35. And I looked it
Yes.
up immediately, and I was like, wait, he's not 35? He's not even 25? This is insane.
Well,
But-
to
he
Jeff's
looks
point,
like he
looks
looks like
Well, they went into production in
math's hard.
2005.
Math is hard, to be honest. Like, let's just be real. Math is hard. Connecting to Jeff's point, my also thing is that when he's like, wow, you can read the brochure. Nice.
Yeah.
He's like,
wow, you can read the
"Read the
brochure.
brochure. Yeah, that
Okay,
one.
but
Yeah,
wait,
one gets me all the
that
time.
that scene definitely introduced something that was prevalent in this film, I think more than the others, which is female characters in this film are non-existent. They are specifically utilized as objects for the men. And
You
I
stole
mean,
my
like
worst quote of the
literally.
movie.
Oh, is that your?
I was going to have
was,
a worse quote. Winner
which is
gets me.
me. Yeah, I wrote that. I literally wrote race and win the girl ?
But I mean, we have seen that before. It never. I
Yes.
don't think it ever works out. Monica.
No,
Monica.
Monica.
And the other girl, the threesome. The threesome went down the
exactly.
drain.
Menage.
Najee.
Well,
Um,
that's the difference there. The difference with that one, actually, I think, is that it didn't matter if he won or lost, and that was obviously his significant other. That was his girl. This one here is the girl saying, "Well, either of you will get me as long as one of you wins. It doesn't matter." Like she is like,
right.
"I am an object for you to fight over, and
I'm
nothing
literally a
more."
trophy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of not being quite as quotable, I will say that's part of the reason why this one feels kind of disconnected within the franchise at large, because it plays it a little too straight to be as quotable as the first two. But it's not like a pure action film like they are beyond this.
Right.
But it still does have some good stuff. Sean, when he sees himself blasting through the house in his car,
Can I
he's
get a
like,
copy of
Can I
that?"
get a copy of that? Like, that's actually kind of funny because, like, legitimately, I would want a copy of that also. That's fucking
Meanwhile, I'd say I guess in league with worst, like to go up against your choice for like worst quote in the film. Here's a homophobic joke in the movie that definitely doesn't age well, despite the fact that it takes place after all the films that came out way after it. Which is the quote, "Japanese food is like the army. Don't ask, don't tell."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, ooh, well, that wasn't that funny.
No, man. Now my favorite thing is like when Sean is like googling eyed Neela, and Han's like, "Why don't you find a nice Japanese girl like every other white man here?"
Yeah.
Like, that was funny. I like that one.
Another one quote that I really liked as well. By the way, John, if you have any quotes, just jump in
Yes.
as well.
I mean, one of my favorite is the classic when they meets on the street, like kind of like what's your story kind of thing. Like, I'm not where you live or where you're from, not where you live, where you from, or something like that. And his stupid Southern accent that makes no sense. It's like
Where
Not
you
where
from?
you live, where you're from.
But like
It
anything
sounds like
like
a Southern accent from South Park.
Yeah, but like
Yeah, there
anything
is-
that like Han says is just like it's very spiritual. You know?
Yeah. Like,
It's
one of my
Han's
favorites.
quotes,
written wisdom.
like Han's quotes, they're like in special.
I wrote
like
one Han quote down, and that was after Sean lost his very first drift race in Han's car, and Han saw his vehicle all smashed up, and he comes over, and the only thing he says in a low voice, "Don't leave town." And I was like, "Oh, he's great."
Yeah, I like.
You ever said to me, now, you think I'm gonna let you roll in a Hyundai?
Oh no, I was going to say that one.
Haha, got you.
Damn it!
Han's
After I
my
stole
favorite thing
Dominic
about
Toretto from you.
Han is like when he says, "Life's simple. You make choices and you don't look back." Like it's like they're not. These aren't like funny quotes. They're very poignant. You're like, whoa, shit. Like remember that one
That's why we
scene?
watched Tokyo Drift, for the poignancy.
Exactly. Like
Yes.
remember when they're playing, like, you know, when he's like looking out over like the scape of Tokyo. He's like, look at all these people down there. They follow rules for what? They let fear lead them. I'm like, dude,
Bro.
boom, man. He's like, you know, like he's like how he brings up the old films where like you had them old Western films. They why am I giving Han a Southern accent? It's like, it's like no.
Now there's a movie I want to see.
Yeah,
Don't leave town.
Yes, son, Kang is
gonna make you
down
drive a
leave
Hyundai.
town. Yeah, like so he's like talking about these old Western films, how like they always go for the border. Then he's like, "This is my Mexico," and I was like, he went for like refuge, and I was like, "Bam, bro, bam."
There
crazy.
is one kind of like campy jargon line that I like because we don't get very many of them in this movie, and that is Sean. He pulls out a spark plug from his car, and he goes, "That's why she's spitting," and it's like, you know, they're like, what does that mean? These are words.
That's when he's building his car to do the final race.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And once again, one of my favorite lines is when Sonny Chiba comes out and he just says, "You're free."
Oh yeah, I know.
Come on.
Again, I think it was just like a joke to him. All right,
Of
get
course.
the fuck out of here.
Nah, man, it's another cheesy line is like, "Do you know what DK stands for? Donkey Kong, Drift King, Drift. What do you mean,
What's
drift?
What do you mean drift?
Drift.
What do you... Oh, and then how about, it's like, oh, this
James
ain't that
Penning.
bad. I don't even have to put ketchup on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, God, you're such a jackass American, bro. Like, Jesus Christ.
What if I need
Yeah.
to
I
30
got to
second
see
lesson how
this
to
through.
drift?
Dad,
There's-
I got to see this through.
Yeah, there's one line from Neela that really makes me laugh because she just dunks on herself for some reason. It's when she's like arguing with DK when they're about to like break up, kind of, and she says, "Think anyone would take a second look at you if it wasn't for your uncle?" And I was like, "Wait, you are literally dating him." So,
And also,
are
you were raised by his uncle.
yeah, right. So it's like, does that mean no one would take a second look at you? And also, are you only taking a second look at him because of his uncle? Like, you're kind of shitting on yourself right now. I wouldn't. That's a strange move.
Yeah,
But-
I definitely wrote in my notes after I wrote Lucas Black is not 18. I also wrote how old is DK. Just to go back to that thought, DK isn't that bad of a villain though. He's like a traditionally like toxic masculine, like no one's ever told me no before kind of guy.
Right.
It's as what Han says earlier when he says, "Hey, these guys he's just playing at Yakuza." His uncle is legit Yakuza, and I mean, like where's DK's his hangouts like in pretty much like a back parlor kind of thing office, and it's just like small time playing games. He's just has no idea that like Han is skimming from him and stealing from him. Like, he's no idea, so he's just playing gangsta.
Right.
Yeah, hold on. I just want to see something here from
No, one of my favorite things
you're
is
talking about Zoe 101. What are you talking about? Oh my god. Kazu the sushi salesman from Zoe 101. That's Brian
DK.
T.
Yeah, Brian T.
DK.
Yeah,
The Shredder.
Also,
yeah,
Johnny Tran would fucking crush DK. Okay.
Oh yeah, man, no, because Johnny Chan's killed a man. Like,
Johnny
he
Chan is a
actually
real
killed somebody.
gangster.
Like, he
Johnny
actually
Tran,
killed
He's a
somebody.
real
He
gangster.
didn't just kill him. But Johnny Tran also, like, the guy he killed was someone who was suffering an extreme anxious mental breakdown. So Johnny Tran, I think more than DK, he's a pussy little bitch that decides to attack people when they're at their most defenseless. So maybe DK could actually beat him.
No,
Remember,
well, DK was
the one person
playing
that we saw
gangster.
Johnny Tran really, Johnny Tran played gangster, but the only guy we actually watched him kill was someone defenseless in the middle of the street.
I mean, he pumped some 40 weight down Ted's throat also.
Yeah, man, he was torturing Ted.
He
Well, here's a question. I mean, better sidekick, Lance,
Oh, it's Lance. It's
or
Lance.
Morimoto?
It's Lance.
It's Lance.
Dude, it's
Not-
Lance.
It's just for the pants. Just for the pants. Literally
It's
just for the
Lance.
pants.
Like
It's
Morimoto,
an amazing machine. Oh, don't,
Yeah,
dude! I can't start quoting
Morimoto,
Lance
like,
now. We got to move on from
Morimoto,
Lance.
he what?
Forget Morimoto.
He got in a car crash, didn't he? Like he
Pretty sure
got,
he's pretty sure he's dead.
Pretty sure he died.
He might be paralyzed. He's not.
But,
he's 50% dead. Maybe.
He's
Yeah,
definitely
Lance
dead.
just fell off the
100%.
side of a hill.
Everyone in this film who dies is definitely dead. No way that any of them are going to be able to walk out of this okay.
He's
Like,
much
my
less
favorite thing-
dead than Han and DK.
You know that
Much
like
less-
the next
much less
scene over when Han rolls up to the school and Sean's like, "You'll get your money," and Han's like, "Why are you talking like you got a choice? Like this is, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't a negotiation, bro." Because Han's very like in your face.
By the way,
very terse with it.
Zach,
Quite
I don't know
okay.
if you knew this. I don't know if it matters. Brian T. DK. He was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Out of the Shadows. He's
Yeah.
Shredder.
Yeah, so yeah, we just said that.
Yeah, I just
I
said, he
didn't hear
replaces
that at all.
the other guy, from,
William Fichtner,
Yeah.
the white guy,
Yes, he replaces the white Shredder.
the white Shredder with an accurate Shredder. But I think we can kind of move on from quotes, considering there aren't that many. But now let's go into outrageous
blow your
stunts.
wad.
And we want to go over now into outrageous stunts. And I find it interesting because this one feels like it has more stunts because there's way more actual like racing going on. Like from the very, very first scene when it's Sean versus the douchebag high school guy. And
Home Improvement.
it's like
Tim
they
the Cool
could have
Man
just
Taylor's kid, right?
and they could have just
Also
had
48
they could have
years
had a
old.
fight. Yes, they could have. He definitely looked like he was at least 35 years old. And if we checked it out, he probably. Let me
look
see
that one
here.
up.
The guy Clay. It's Clay. Clay was born. He's 1 year older than than Lucas Black. You said he's 38 years old or 48 years old because he's 39 right now. So he was
geez.
also just someone who definitely didn't age very well. Zachary Ty Bryan is his name. Zachary, I'm sure you're a great guy.
No,
wish that
he
you
apparently is like beat his girlfriend. So
Brings
Actually,
straight
piece of
shame to the name Zachary.
yes, he was held on charges of felony strangulation, misdemeanor charges of 4th degree assault, and interfering with making a police report. All right, cool.
Jesus.
Well, I'm glad that your $80,000 car was destroyed because you decided to drive head on because you wanted to win the girlfriend you already had.
He really wanted to keep his girl.
He really wanted to keep his girlfriend, which means a lot about how strong his relationship was, of course.
Well, I mean, if your girlfriend just offers herself up to somebody else, if they achieve some feat, probably not a great relationship.
Probably not a great relationship, especially if they achieve some feat. And I think that opening stunt, this more feels like, rather than just like talking about our favorites, I just want to go over some of them as well. Like just the home improvement, as you called it, Ferris. That was pretty great, actually. The race that turned into just some crazy road smashing, driving through a house as it was being built, and then they smashed their car right into that giant pipe thing, and everyone's fine, by the way. They just are a little battered afterwards, but his car fucking flips and looks like it literally gets ripped apart in the air. and he's okay. He just
Well,
has some bloody teeth.
He almost gets hot sauce in his eye, which would have been
It'd
brutal.
been crazy.
You do not want hot sauce in your eye.
No,
So
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, he really needs to get better about cleaning out his car that apparently loves so much, but he just throws shit in the back.
yeah, you
garbage.
should not have
Come on.
bottles of hot sauce
Come on.
in your passenger seat. That's weird.
No, you shouldn't.
Don't do that.
But as we know, Sean Boswell, unlike Han, can survive a car accident.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because Sean Boswell definitely survived his car accident. Han did not.
Han did not. Han is dead.
Han
Just
is
in case
definitely
anyone was
dead.
wondering,
Dead.
just to clarify,
Han is
As in, like, fully dead.
100% dead.
Yeah,
Murdered.
but
Burned alive. Skull crushed in.
it's an
Death
interesting
beyond
one to be
repair.
your favorite. John, though, what might be your favorite stunt in this film? Like what car? Maybe because it's not just maybe a single stunt. Maybe it's just like a sequence. I guess we might want to say best stunt sequence.
Probably the most impressive stunt moment is when Sean is sent in to go collect in the bathhouse and gets thrown out. But what's very impressive is that he is able to we see him in a towel, and what's very impressive is he's able to get dressed and get thrown out. It's very impressive for his athleticism, his character, as he's just being kicked out by, he's gets dressed.
John, there's actually a cut scene. It's actually an animated scene where somebody throws his clothes up in the air, and then the big guy chucks him, and he just flies through his own clothes, and then he lands with his clothes
even more
on.
impressive.
It's incredible. It's incredible. They cut it for some reason from the movie, though. I'm not sure why. It would have added some good context to that scene, but what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm. Ferris, what might be your favorite sequence? Oh, sorry. Talk to them first. It's okay. Sorry.
I can go into mine if you want.
No, he's good. Oh, goodbye, Ferris.
He's very not good, apparently.
All right, Zach, talk about your favorite sequence in the meantime.
Yeah, so you kind of touched on it. I think that very opening sequence, kind of like driving through the car or through the houses and stuff like that, was a lot of fun. The sequence right before Han dies, where they're driving through traffic and they're kind of like weaving in and out of the cars, some high level coordinated driving happening there. That was really impressive. None of the driving stunts in this movie are like crazy. They're just really high level driving, which is what most of them are. The drifting that they do in the final race, again, the coordination between them kind of hugging those curves and sort of like staying perfectly in sync with one another is all really impressive. But it does happen a lot throughout the movie. So it can feel kind of less impressive by the time you get to the end, but it is still some really, really good stuff.
Just want to point something out here. Austin here in the chat saying, isn't Han coming back in the next movie? I don't know what you're talking about. Han definitely died. He's totally dead.
He's dead, Austin.
We watched him burn up. He's super, super dead. So marketing lies all the time.
Fire.
Marketing definitely lies all the time. We saw in the trailer for Infinity War that thing where it had Iron Man and the Hulk running with everyone else in Wakanda, and that didn't happen. I think it's just a lie to get people to come in there. I think Han is still dead. Han is definitely 100% dead. And then they definitely were like, yes, Shaw, you are part of the family, despite the fact that you definitely murdered our friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Han is dead. Yeah, Austin, we're all on the same page. We're all on the same page here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Austin, maybe you need
we
to go.
We all agree Han is dead.
We all agree Han is dead.
Maybe you need to get on the same page.
Ferris, before you had to pop off for a second, what would be your favorite? Brandon, stop it. Brandon, stop lying. You know he's dead. We all saw him die.
That's why Brandon's no longer on the show. All right.
Is he though? Is he really dead?
He's
really
dead.
Did we see a body? Did we see a body? Did we see a body?
We saw a body.
We
saw him hanging upside down from his seat, burning alive.
An explosion. Yes.
And then an explosion.
Ferris,
he's dead.
What's your favorite sequence? What's your favorite stunt sequence?
What was already said?
Which one?
What did so you said the home improvement scene What did Zach
I was just
say?
kind of pointing out.
That's what I said too. And the final, or the chase scene where before Han dies, where they're swerving in and out of traffic.
Yeah, I was gonna go with that scene because the swerving and then like Han turns
Oh.
the car and then it's like car to car and he's driving backwards and DK's driving forwards and also DK's
With
like
the gun.
shooting him.
Dude,
yeah, DK's also shooting him.
That was
there actually
awesome.
is one crazy stunt where they drift through that crowd of people.
Yeah.
And it just like splits like a Red Sea. That's actually fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because like I got Paulina to watch the movie with me. She ended up watching it. And during that scene, she's like, oh my God, they're coming up on the busiest intersection in the world. And then it cut to another shot and it turned out they weren't actually there yet, despite the fact that the cameras were filming to make it look like they were right there. No, the street was longer than intended, just like that runway in Fast and Furious 6.
Exactly.
We'll get there.
And then when they finally went through, she's like, there it is. So it was definitely that was a pretty sweet.
That scene.
Drift.
It was pretty cool because like they drifted and then they they hush everything, like you don't hear no cars, and it's like some like melodic tones on the background, and then it's just like parting the Red Sea, and they're Moses, and just slowly, and then when they finally reach the other side, you hear all the cars in their engines go. Vroom. Awesome.
Yeah, you're right. Parting like
really
the Red
cool,
Sea.
really cool
Tokyo
look.
Drift is absolutely a
shot.
biblical story, as evidenced by that scene.
Exactly.
I
Lucas
think
Black,
I also loved. Paulina actually has a thought. Wants to add. Not only was it really cool that it all was parted. Oh, goodbye again, Ferris. Nobody in that intersection was hit. So that also was pretty crazy when you think about it. Like that was a lot of people.
They were hauling
really
ass.
fast. Yeah, they all ran really, really fast. I guess that's just kind of how they do it in Japan. They're really good drivers. Yes, Zach and John, as you're on screen and also commenting in the chat at the same time.
Yes. Nobody died.
Nobody's dead. Nobody died except for Han.
Nobody in that crowd except for Han died.
Correct. Han is
and
definitely dead.
Morimoto earlier when he probably
the only one that we know is definitely dead. Okay. Yeah. The only one we know is can you believe like how long do you think it took between that race and the final race for him to build that car up? Did he also just go to school in the meantime and act normal?
I think they say that he's got like a month or something to get his car ready or something like that.
Patrick, just to answer your question about Jesus figures, I would say Zack Snyder's Joker image with the thorny crown. That's the most important Jesus figure to cinema. Did we touch upon the fact that high schoolers have a very extensive social life? We did not talk about that yet. Yeah, these high schoolers. We were going. I was going to bring that up because I had already talked about the fact that many underagers seem to be in extensive relationships with full-on adults. Oh, by the way, we actually have a Streamlab here from callsign Caddyshack Austin. Han is alive and Gal Gadot is coming back after that. I guarantee it. Okay, first of all, that's ludicrous. Han burned up in that car. He's definitely dead. He's
ludicrous is Tej Parker.
I see what you did there. Han is dead. Schmoe me the body.
Schmoe me the body. Just
Schmoe me the body.
I think we could just address Austin's very generous comment. Very ludicrous. I almost said it myself. Very crazy comment. We all hope that Han is alive. We all want Han to be alive.
We would love to see Han to be okay.
But unfortunately,
very Tej Parker comment.
Unfortunately,
yeah. He's got a tough case of denial right now. Austin, if you need somebody, reach out. We can talk. But Han is dead.
Han is dead. He's not coming back anymore. Any movie that they make after this takes place after, and he is never coming back again. He was very cool in this one movie and in the few scenes that he has, but unfortunately, we have to go on. He was great in Better Luck Tomorrow. He's great in this. Unfortunately, there's no other chances that we get to see Han ever because he's dead.
Yes,
he's totally dead.
Yeah, I think Austin maybe should just plug in his air conditioning. Maybe that'll just help cool things down in his mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So then family is never dead. Family does die. So before we get to the final question here, because we all know the answer to it, but I just want to go through some stuff here as we kind of, just random shit that we think about. I want to bring up Paulina's point again. Yeah, these high schoolers, when do they ever do homework? They're a lot of them are like really into these car things and hanging out and going to these clubs and these probably I don't know if they're necessarily legal. I don't know what the laws necessarily are in Japan, but they are kind of they're going to bathhouses. They're going to
They're hanging with fashion. They're with like fashion models and stuff.
Fashion models and stuff. Yeah.
Paulina pointed out to me as we were watching last night, like pretty much all forms of gambling is legal in Japan, except for one that happens to also be on screen. Paulina, if you could put it in the chat, what that one kind of gambling is that's illegal that they happen to have in the show, in the movie, which is no, it's something specific. I can't remember how it's pronounced, but it is crazy considering
Baccarat.
When she said all forms of gambling is legal, and that just makes me think of Money Plane. You want to bet on a man fucking an alligator? Money Plane. No, Tokyo Drift. So, Paulina, I don't know what.
I gotta watch Money Plane now.
Paulina, what's the name of the gambling? Paulina. What's the name of the gambling? Panchico.
Panchico. What now?
Panchico. What? I don't know what it is.
Was that like the domino game that they were playing?
Something like that.
Panchico.
Panchico. I don't know how to spell it. I don't know how to pronounce it.
That's a death metal musical group, according to Google.
Panchico.
Not Pan Cheat Code.
It just said Chico.
Oh, she spelled it. Panchinko.
Oh, Pachinko.
That's
Pachinko.
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 That's
a
novel.
gambling device.
Yeah,
it's
what Konami makes all their money off of. They don't make video games anymore.
It's a game or something, but there's a way that they were having it in the background, using it to gamble for cash in those clubs and stuff, and that's illegal. So crazy to think that was happening in the background, and that might have been the most illegal thing that happened in the movie.
Oh, we're talking about when Sean
DK is probably the most illegal, but
yeah. So I that final race was pretty good. All the way to remember when Sean, he took the long way around and then he drifted all the way around and then DK just went off to the side. That was his mountain. That was DK's mountain.
He's the only one.
He's the only one that ever made it to the bottom.
Not his mountain anymore.
Not anymore.
Because Sean is now the DK.
Sean is now the DK.
The white guy. The white guy.
The white guy is king
Arizona.
of Japan.
Yes. The white guy is now king of all the Japanese guys in Tokyo Drift. And that's because he only races for pink slips. So I do love the way he said that.
Only race for pink slips.
I only race for pink slips. What's this here? Gambling for cash is illegal in Japan, but they have these parlors that enable a specific legal loophole. Thank you, Paulina. So big question here. We always like to ask this question before the end. Is this a superhero franchise yet? Have we reached it yet? John, let's start with you.
No, for the simple fact that if it was a superhero franchise, Han would be alive. Han would have survived. But unfortunately, Han did not die. And we all know superheroes can't be killed and don't die.
Did you say Han did not die? You just said Han did not die.
I said superhero. We all know superheroes can't be killed, and Han is
but you
dead.
just said we all know Han did not die. Han definitely died. We watched him die.
Correct yourself, please.
Didn't I say that? Is that what I said?
Yes, that's
you
what
said. Han did not die.
If Han was a superhero, he wouldn't have died.
Okay, there we
that
go.
I can agree with.
So you misphrased it. Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
But just to clarify, John.
Yes,
Han is dead, right?
He's dead.
Yes, yeah. If he was a superhero, he would have survived because we all know superheroes always survive. They always come back. Unfortunately, if you're not a superhero, you die and you don't come back.
Yes, correct.
You know what? Iron Man definitely died in Endgame.
Yes.
So unfortunately,
and Batman definitely died in BBS. And Batman
Spider-Man definitely died in Infinity War, and blah blah blah.
Unfortunately, they're not superheroes. They're not superheroes.
Bill Coulson's dead.
So unfortunately,
and Black Panther definitely died in Infinity War, and nowhere else. But Ferris, is it a superhero franchise?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No,
not yet.
This is just
Simple.
about. This is just teenagers being teenagers. Getting in trouble, thinking they're too big for their britches. One person thinks he's a gangster, another person thinks he's a conquering hero, and No.
Yeah.
You know.
Wait,
I
who's
don't
the
know. I don't know.
conquering hero?
Rufus
Yeah.
Black.
I don't know if causing thousands and thousands of dollars in property damage throughout the film. Goodbye, Ferris. Again. I couldn't even hear my counter to him, which is I don't think that causing thousands and thousands of dollars can in property damage can be described as teens being teens, or kids being kids.
I mean,
But,
you had a different upbringing than Ferris did, I guess.
Obviously, he had to leave before I pointed that out. But Zach, is it a superhero franchise yet?
No, we actually take a step
Can you hear my
back
cat?
in this one.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. On the superhero scale, we take a step back with Tokyo Drift. So we were closer to superhero status with Too Fast, Too Furious than we are with Tokyo Drift. So still got a ways to go.
I'm gonna put you down. All right.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hey, you don't have to put me down.
Yeah, dude. Do not put the cat down.
Oh.
Please.
All right. Well,
It looks like a healthy cat.
he's very healthy.
It has a good life.
Yeah, the cat has a great life, and he wants to be fed more, but he's not being fed until it's time. It's about time, but he'll be fed later. So I also don't think yet that it happens to be a superhero franchise yet. I think that there is a possible link to it becoming a superhero franchise, but that is a thread left for a conversation for another day. Most importantly, Han is dead. He's never coming back. We watched his body burn up in the explosion, and it's DK's fault and no one else's. Nothing happened. He's dead. And now we get to see what happens with Vin Diesel back in the picture. So,
Yes.
that's what's the most important. I don't know what happened to Ferris. Ferris, why are you commenting in the YouTube chat? Where are you?
What? Why is this
Ferris,
happening?
Ferris, what is happening? Ferris, where did you go?
Ferris,
You know
are
what?
on the show. You are a panelist on the show.
Yeah, what are you doing?
He's back.
Hey.
What
No,
are you doing?
dude, my laptop is getting all crazy on me, man. It keeps
Luckily,
keeps
we're about to end it here because I think that I believe that we don't have as much to say about this specific episode, this movie, just because I mean I like it. I personally like it more than Too Fast, Too Furious, but less than the original because the original is like
The perfect
exactly
movie.
what it needed to be.
Exactly.
It is perfectly itself. And this is the Ant-Man and the Wasp of the franchise. That's actually a very apt comparison because it doesn't really fit in with the rest. Like you could kind of watch it, but it doesn't really matter. But it does have very small specific things that lay the seeds for very important stuff to come down the line. And that important stuff is what happens after Han dies, because Han is dead. So
he's dead, completely dead.
He's super dead.
Yeah,
So yeah, one for
And
him.
I will say, just to put this out there, this is my least favorite Fast and Furious movie. Just point blank. I'm just going to say it. Okay.
Hey, I mean, it definitely feels of a different beast, which is interesting.
Honestly,
considering how
I think it's either your last one is either 2, 3, or 4.
yeah, that's for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are. I mean, there are some people that might argue like the 8th one is, and there are some people who might argue that if you're going to rank all of them, which I would. I mean, some people might also point out like Hobbs and Shaw based on whether or not that movie works for them. But we'll get to that one eventually. Until then, John, where can people find you?
Again, you can find me right here every week, talk about the Fast and the Furious. And I do, because I keep trying to, do need to do a very important plug for an upcoming trivia, unsanctioned Fast and Furious Knockout Circuit trivia. 5 question per lap, last racer standing wins, no bustas, April 4th. People can go sign up if you follow Cal Gerber on Twitter. He's one organizing it, sort of just on the fly, really unprompted. Just wanted to do it because he knows Ferris and I love Fast and Furious. So definitely want more people to come in, have fun, hang out. Definitely follow them on Twitter, find more information. But I'm definitely going to be doing it. Bear should be doing it. A lot of fun.
Now, question for you there for that. When it just shows Fast and Furious, is it trivia on the series or is it trivia on the movie Fast and Furious?
On the entire series, anything that is considered part of the series is fair game.
They should have probably referred to it.
It was just the first one.
Saga.
Yeah, if it was just the first one, I would enter and I would win. But because it's the whole series, I will not enter and I will not win.
Next time, hey,
so
if Video Drew ever does, which one did you guys do the quiz for?
The entire series.
First one?
Yeah,
no. With Video Drew.
The entire series.
Yeah, you did the whole series. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Eric also said he would love to have us back because he has more questions.
Well, you guys definitely. If you know,
I'll beat John again. It's okay.
Yeah.
Should have rewatched Too Fast, Too Furious. Then
John didn't know Gallo 12 and Gallo 24.
I got in my head.
He didn't know more than one question. You know, I missed the one question, which that question to this day irks me. But John missed more than one. It wasn't.
Hold on. What was the question?
I think I missed 3.
What was the question?
Yeah. The question is, what state does Sean Boswell immigrate from to Tokyo? Everyone he said Texas. I said California. It was Arizona.
Oklahoma.
I was about to say, it's obvious you know it now because you mentioned Arizona earlier.
Yeah.
So.
And with me, it was like the problem was they never say he's in Arizona in the film.
Oh, it's one of those things where it's like you
have Brian Earl Spillner on the other.
He's from Arizona. Yeah.
He's from Arizona.
Now there was one moment where me and John were like, "This the answer is Brian Spillner," and then Eric was like, "No, you guys are wrong." And me and John look at each other like, "No, we're not." We're not wrong.
Brian Earl Spillner. Like, he sounded like a serial
killer. And then Eric was like, "Oh, it's Spillman." I was like, "No, it's not, Eric. It's not Spillman. It's Spillner." And he's like, "Hold on." And then
we mentioned like this, the quote, the whole quote.
The whole quote. And then Eric was like, "Holy shit! Give me a minute. Let me research this real quick." He takes him like 2 minutes to research. He's like, "Oh yeah, you guys are right. My bad." I was like.
Now, Ferris, where can people find you? I know they could find you in some good spots, right?
Every Friday, 6:00, the Let's Get Ready to Talk Schmoe Down podcast on non-pay-per-view days. But on pay-per-view days, we'll be going live right after the pay-per-view, which is around 8:30. You know, complete analysis of the pay-per-view and the matches during the week. Tomorrow, we have Evan Bushkar, Gold Leader, and the man, the myth, the legend, the Z-Man himself, Eric Zipper, will be on our show, and probably somebody else, special guest maybe, but we don't know yet. So yeah, and every Mondays we're taking a little hiatus, the Highlight Sports Show on the same channel. Right now we're not really doing a show because I still got to figure some stuff out. But yeah, it's pretty much every Monday 4:00. And for the next
very cool.
Next 6 weeks, are we doing this for like how many films we got left? 4,
this
5,
was the
6,
third.
7, 8,
there are 9 movies that are officially out. So
for the
there will
next
be
7
6
weeks.
more weeks.
Yeah, or 7. Hobbs and Shaw, right? We're doing Hobbs and Shaw.
Well, there are 9 movies, including Hobbs and Shaw, right now. And then we will decide if we feel like doing Better Luck Tomorrow. It might be a special episode. We don't know. Probably not. And we'll see if we ever feel like doing I don't know.
And for the next 6 weeks, I'll be right here every day, Thursday, 6:00.
All right. Very cool. And Zach, people can find you here.
You can find me right here Fridays at midnight Eastern. Also, what?
We're not on
sorry.
Fridays. We're not
Thursdays
at 9:30 Eastern.
15-ish, 30, somewhere in that range. Also, I just released my cut of the Justice League. You can catch that on HBO Max as of today. So be sure to check that out.
Absolutely. Zach's cut is 4 minutes long, and it is just them coming together and say, "It's us. We're the Just Us League," and then credits.
Well,
That's a
spoiler
scene
alert,
directly.
but-
That's a
okay,
that's a scene
thank you. I was
directly.
hoping they would check it out, but
I haven't seen
Wait,
it yet,
time
but
out.
thank you for that,
Time
Jeff.
out. Time
It was
out.
bold of you to just recreate the scene from Jay and Silent Bob Reboot where Ben Affleck says that very thing to his daughter. But it was a bold creative risk, and I think it might have paid off. So
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bold
you
move,
can find
Cotton.
me. Yeah, bold move, and we'll see if it pays off. I think it did. You can find me at GEOFF1106 on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you find usernames like that. Mostly Twitter. That's what I use. You can also find me here. We got this going on Thursday nights at 9:30 Eastern. The 6 o'clock stuff that Ferris was referring to, that's Pacific. So that would be like 9 o'clock or 8 or 11:30 Eastern. Since he's the only one of us who's on Pacific. I guess Pacific Daylight Time because now
What's the
daylight
106 stand for, Jeff? Are you telling me there were 105 other Jeffs with 2 Fs?
Yeah, there were only
1,105.
105, not 1,105.
It's a it was a very popular.
I
screening.
forgot. See.
My
I didn't see
My
the.
birthday is November 6th, and that is 1106, and that just became my username. So
Hey,
yeah,
Patrick in the chat
thanks,
just wanted
sir.
to let you know that wasn't a deleted
Sure.
scene. It was a little bloated though, so I had to cut it. So
Yeah.
that's why it's
so,
not in there.
wait, hold up. Are you
Yeah.
telling me like these are all like Zack Snyder pieces? Like there's literally a scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League where they say we're the Just Us League. Like
No,
y'all telling
no,
Okay,
no,
all right,
no.
I was about to
That's
say.
a scene. That's a scene from Kevin Smith's Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, where
Okay.
Ben Affleck says that to his daughter in the film.
Okay. What the hell is
And
Patrick?
then
Why
he
the hell is
stares at the
Patrick
camera.
speaking? What,
Because
is that French?
Don't worry about
there is no. That's a scene. It's not a spoiler. It doesn't really fucking matter at this point. The Joker in his one tiny scene, he says, "Au contraire, my little fish stick," and yeah, it was a weird scene. But anyways, that's for another day. So you can catch us here with our show here 9:30 Eastern on that's what he said to Batman. And on Thursdays, you could find our main show here 9:30, depending on what time with the schedules for our main show, Schmoe Me the Money. We got some great people in store for next week for the panel. Zach helps out with the scoreboard, and we're endlessly thankful for that. We wouldn't be able to do the show the way we do without him. And we also this Saturday, I believe 8 Eastern, we're going to be doing
Guys, I'll be back. I gotta go.
We're ending the show, so
The
just
show is
go.
over.
I'll end the show because I don't want
Go
this
home.
package to get stolen.
Go home.
Okay.
Go home.
Bye,
Okay, goodbye. We got Falcon and the Winter
Oh,
Soldier review recap for the premiere on Saturday around 8 Eastern, I believe. And that'll be fun. I believe we're gonna have Matt Thomas from Spin from the Reel on that. And we also on Sunday around 1 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be doing our spoiler discussion / review on Zach McDonald's Justice League. It's going to be a great conversation about a movie that some people might argue is great. Some, we don't know. We're going to find out. Other than that, stay hungry.